So it is basically a package that allows you to basically encrypt and decrypt things, although the decrypt example that I have is broken because they did an update this morning that breaks my decryption. So, getting started, we're gonna obviously import or require, depending on how you set up your node project, you might want to do either. And then what we do is we allocate using buffer some space that basically generates some random digits for us. Then we obviously set our secret key, which that secret key needs to be exactly 16 characters long for the type of encryption algorithm that we're going to be using.
Why is that?
And then after that, we create a variable called IV. So this is, I can't remember the first word, but the second word of it is vector. So that's why it's called IV, because you're creating a vector that basically tells the algorithm how to encrypt the data. And we create that, and we use that to create a hash. And we define the hashing. Define the hashing algorithm. We pass through the secret key. This basically guarantees that this will always be the same. So it doesn't mean that you get a different outcome each time you run the code. And then we copy our allocated space into the IV. Anyone got any questions so far?
What's the ID mean?
IV, so that's a vector that basically tells the algorithm how to basically encrypt the data or decrypt the data.
Okay.
So I know it's really small, but for encrypting data, it is on your handouts as well. We create a cipher using the crypto.create cipher IV. We pass through the algorithm that we're going to be using, which in this case is Camilla-128-CBC. That is an algorithm that you can encrypt and decrypt with the same key. You don't have to have key pairs. And then we pass through our secret key as well as the variable that we labeled that has the allocated space that we then inputted the vector into. Then from there, we assign a variable using the variable that we've done, .update, and we put in what we want to encrypt. In this case, we're encrypting string, and we're saying that it's UTF-8, and we want to convert it to hex. And then we follow that up by adding onto the end the key.final and defining that as hex. Anyone got any questions? So decrypting works the same way, apart from the fact that you're swapping hex and UTF-8. So where you had originally UTF-8, you put hex, and where you had hex, you put UTF-8. Decrypts the data and converts it from hex into text. Anyone got any questions on that? Everyone's still good with that?
Do you want to quickly go back just one slide?
It is on your handout as well, if you scroll down a little.
If you go to 5,
It is in there, so you can just keep hold of it. I will upload these slides afterwards as well, so you'll be able to.
Okay, go back up. Yeah, there you go. Just that one there. No.
Everyone good to move on? Well, the one final thing we're going to cover on this is hashing, which is the same way for encrypting. Just we quickly hash the data before we then we then encrypt it. So this basically means that we then can't decrypt it, so this would be used for passwords or for information that doesn't need to be unencrypted again, but needs to be checked and is personal. So for this, it's all the same, we only just define a new variable beforehand that we pass through as our string on the encryption. So we use the crypto create hash, and we're gonna in this case use the algorithm SHA-256, and we update it with the string that we want to hash, followed by .digest, which then basically tells it to encrypt. Anyone got any more questions? On your worksheet, there's a task. Your task is that I want you to encrypt the data that's currently on the. Let's just go. You got a key and you got a sentence that I want you to encrypt.